July the 5th, our regular session. Motion, make a motion.
Okay, the first paper I give you was just a comparison of the attendance bonus that's been in place for a while. As you know, the State Department actually pays for a $500 bonus for the teachers who miss 4 days or less of personal leave or PLU days. Our board has been gracious enough to approve that for service employees. So as you can see, it goes down every year. I guess $500 is not really important to a lot of people. So I just thought you'd like to have that information. The State Department paid for 9 this year. It went down every year. And the county pays for the service employees and for administrators because they're not covered under the WVSDA. So that goes down every year too. Of course, this year was a rough year, but still yet, no one actually, the number keeps going down. So, and a lot of times I know after they miss 4, they say, well, the heck with it, you know, they're not eligible, so they'll just go ahead and miss 4 more. But I wanted to let you know how much the total bonus for service was. It wound up being $17,500, and the fringe benefits of that was $13,882.50. So it actually cost the county $18,882.50 because the only thing we have to pay on that is Social Security and workers' comp. It's not subject to retirement. So thought that you'd be interested in that. And of course, we have a few 3.5-hour employees who only get half of that because they're a 3.5-hour and not an 8-hour or 7.5-hour employee. You have any questions? Okay, change hats. The next part is as the president of the West Virginia School Service Personnel Association for McDowell County. I'd like for you to consider bumping our Cook 2s who are paid on a service scale of a B up to a C. I'll give you the description from the State Department of each classification after they've had 8 years. Of course, when we have cooks, they actually get the same daily rate as a regular cook starting out, and they're paid on the same scale. So that's been a contention with a lot of cooks, you know, that they'd like to. That's why they don't like to step up to a class 3 or cafeteria manager because they say it's just not worth the daily rate. It averages out about $2.10 a day. So if you look, we have never had any class A cooks. So all of them come in as class B. Of course, in this, if they have, if we started out at a cook 1, after 4 years, they would bump up to a cook 2. So in this, I'd like to propose that after 8 years, which if you look at the second page, kind of goes with secretaries. After they're in a secretary 2 position for 8 years, they bump up to class 3. So I just thought it might give some, we don't have, the last page tells you how many we got and how much it'll cost. We only have 5. And right now, one of them is a 3.5-hour. So it's going to cost half that much. But the last spreadsheet basically tells you how much it runs about, on average, $420 more a year. And with the fringes, it's less than $500 per employee that it would cost us to bump them up to a class 3 cook. And I know there's always a personnel and the superintendent always have a time frame each year to review classifications and change employees' classifications. But I just thought I'd ask you if you would consider putting your 2 cents worth in and see about it. We just like to, as hard as it is to get subs and as hard as it is to keep people because of, the increase in the wages and everything, this seems like it might be a good incentive to keep some of them to stay. Because on the spreadsheet, I tell you how many years they have, because I just got the ones that were over 8. And basically, the rest of them are under 5 years. So it's not going to cost a lot, even if they get up to the 8 years. But it's something to consider. Or at least I'd like for you to consider it. And that's it.
Question.
I appreciate it, yes.
The cook 1 to cook 2, is that an automatic bump?
It would be. We have no cook 2s. As long as I've been here, we've never had a cook 1. I mean, not cook 2s. They've all come in as cook 2s. We've never had a cook 1 class or employee on a cook 1, so it's never been an issue. They all come in at cook 2, just like custodians all come in at a custodian 3. So they're paid on a C scale, service C scale, and I'm sorry, I think cooks may work a little harder lifting and cooking. Some of you that's been in the school system, you've seen it, Cooking is a little hard. Lifting all that heavy, food and stuff. And with the bumping up to the cook 3 would help out too, because normally if you have a cook 2 if the cafeteria manager is out that day, and if they step up, then they have to be paid the difference. Don't always get that from all the schools, so it would just make it a lot easier if they're, as you can see by the description and the classification, that is kind of part of it, is to step in to the cafeteria part. And basically that's paperwork for the cafeteria manager. So.
How many are we looking at, number-wise?
Total,
Yeah.
5.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right.
So, in the grand scheme of things, $500 a piece, it's not, it's not great, but it does beat the step increment that they get each year, which is like $388. So,
It's hard work.
yeah. But I just thought it might encourage a lot of them, to stay a little longer and show them that you do appreciate their work.
Yeah.
Because that's, that's also been one of their contentions, is that they're on a lower pay scale than what a custodian is. So.
Very good.
Anything else? Thank you. Appreciate it.
I just also wanted to kind of remind you, cooks are some of the lowest paid service personnel, and lots of other counties have seen. We have not seen as much. We had, I think, one just recently, but starting to cooks jumping to 8, the ECAD or instructional aid positions, because those pay higher. So it's really, it becomes more and more challenging to attract people if they could go and work at McDonald's and, make higher wages. So
At McDonald's?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this, and we, of course, we have this year to figure things out, because we cannot up the pay when the year already has started. But we just wanted to start the conversation so that we are ready come personnel time, so that we can make these changes.
So at a future meeting, we can put this on the agenda and vote on it?
We can,
Okay.
so that we'll be starting the year 26, 27.
Yeah. Okay.
The next item is discussion items, board member reports and presentations. We have none. The next is a personnel agenda. I think you've seen the professional one that they gave us. if you've had a chance to look at it. If we have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Do you have any discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Abstain.
Okay, next is the volunteer agenda. You had extra attached to that. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, the next item is finance, allowed an authorization, payment of bills, budget revisions. Invoices presented for payment are available in the finance office during normal business hours.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You didn't have any questions, did you? Okay, aye. Approval of McDowell County Board of Education monthly financial report. Reports are unaudited. Do you have a motion to approve the monthly
Motion.
finance?
Motion to approve.
I'll second. Margaret.
Any questions about that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The action items, approval to provide $500 attendance bonus to all employees not included in HB 206.
So moved. I'll second.
And that's the ones that we saw here, right? Yeah.
Okay, any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval to purchase produce August 2025 through December 2025, Crook Brothers, $150,000. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Question.
Go second first.
Question. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she did.
No, she made a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion, questions?
So is this on a bid? And they're the bid that you chose?
So we have Crook Brothers and you have Gordon Food. So all of these are either purchased through co-op contract because we are part of the co-op, and they go through the bidding process. Because of course, anything more than 25,000, we have to go through the bidding process. So they get those on the contracts that have gone through the procedure, and they're in line with several other counties in our co-op.
Okay.
And of course, as you know, this is taken out of the general fund first, and then we go through the reimbursement process through USDA.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Approval to purchase food supplies per county roads co-op bid, Gordon Food Services, Inc., $750,000. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval of purchase order for Bowles Rice LLP for legal services for the 2025-2026 school year for $130,000. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Gee.
Questions?
So as you know, every year we have a contract that we engage in with Rolls Rice. What we do, we look at our historical expenditures and we just put the estimate of what it could cost us. So we usually try to err on the side of more than rather than less, because you really don't want to string any of these services. So last year, we did not spend even close to this number, but every year is different. Some things might pop up that will take money and all that effort, so we just wanted to just err on the side of
So does
having the
this
effort.
purchase order stay open and used as necessary?
Correct.
Okay.
Because we never know what's coming, so we just use
Sure.
it as a blanket.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I approve a purchase order for Southern Educational Services Cooperative for computer tech reimbursement for the 2025-2026 school year, $350,000. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify, do you have any questions about it?
Yes. So they provide us technical support,
We
but we have our own guys?
contract, our tech support, Walter and them, they are hired through SESC.
Oh, so you work
we-
for them? Okay.
Yeah, we
That's
contract through them, and we have done for years, so we just wanted to make sure, in an effort to be transparent, that, you know, this is how much we are putting in for their salaries.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval to purchase adopted social studies print and digital resources for grades 6, 7, and 9 through 12, HMH Education Company for $161,013.80.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions about that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval of memorandum of understanding between Bright Life Mental Health and Recovery Services, PLC, and McDowell County Schools.
I make a motion.
Second.
Any questions about it?
Is this the
Comments?
group out of Pineville? That's Lighthouse, not
Yeah,
Bright Light.
that's Lantern,
Where are
I
they
think,
from?
in Pineville, Lantern.
That's who, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah, that's what I'm asking you.
So this one and the next two MOUs are the MOUs we tried to get approved before the school year starts. We use 3 different providers to come in and provide mental health services for our students, is like level 3. We also have Southern Highlands that provides group therapy and works with teachers in addition to level 3 services, and they have a grant that pays them to do that work. But it just kind of helps us in terms of making sure we have FERPA and HIPAA agreements with them. And as I told you before, the county does not pay any money. They use their billing services to bill the insurance, usually it's Medicaid, to provide those services.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of memorandum of understanding between KVC and McDowell County Schools.
So moved. So moved.
I'll second.
Do you have any questions?
What is KVC?
It's also one of the mental health providers.
Okay.
That's their name.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Approval of memorandum of understanding between Southern Highlands Community Mental Health Center and McDowell County Schools.
So moved.
Second.
Do you have any questions about that? Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval to place revised policy 6-014, students' use of cell phones and personal electronic devices during the school day, up for comment.
So moved.
Okay, it's approval to place, instead of revised, it's new,
I'll
up for
second.
comments. Did you make a motion? Okay.
So as you know, we had the legislature passed to make sure we structure the use of cell phones, and the board has come out with a policy as well. And in that language, it just says during the instructional time, there is to be no cell phone use in schools. But the counties are tasked with creating policies that make it more detailed. So if they allow, like in our policy, we made a distinction between the different instructional grade levels, and we said this is how they're going to be able to use it. But again, we have to protect that instructional time. And at this point, the whole legislative language and state policy language says no cell phones during instructional time. So we looked at the state policy. There are several policies adopted by other counties already, so we looked at those, what verbiage they used, and we just wanted to make it as clear and concise as we could. But of course, it will be on a comment for the next 3 weeks. So at the end of 3 weeks, so by August, I'll be able to bring it to you and just kind of let you know these are the comments, and we'll go from there.
So
So
when
that'd
they
be-
enter the room, studies, they're not allowed to have it until they exit.
So some schools, and we'll work with schools once the policy is adopted, because the language might be changed based on the comments we receive. And of course, you will have those comments and you will be able to decide. Like we have done before, some other policies, we had several revisions that we had to use for the comments. So, and then we'll work with schools to decide how they're going to make sure students do not have those cell phones. And a lot of schools already in the classrooms, they have the pouches, and they make it a requirement. You just put it in a pouch, because in our policy it says it has to be physically detached from your body. So it has to be in your backpack, it has to be in a pouch, but the school can create a unified policy on that, but they cannot be in their hands during the instructional time. Some districts and some schools, they have the locks. They have the little boxes that when the student comes in, they put that phone in a box, it gets locked up, puts in principal's office, and at the end of the day, the students the boxes get taken to the students' 7th period teacher, so they know the boxes are labeled, this is your 7th period teacher, put the box in there, so they are taken to the teacher's classroom. So we are going to discuss those, we're going to make it uniform, like we did with our policies on discipline last year. In K-5, all K-5 schools had the same approach to discipline. And it was documented in handbooks. 6, 8, 9, 12 were the same. So we will make sure that we meet with principals and their leadership teams, and we create that consistent approach to how we are going to ensure that students don't have their cell phones. It does not distract from instruction, and the teachers don't have to have fights to try and get these phones put away. So
this will be ready to go day one of school. Okay.
if we get a lot of comments, we'll have to probably think what the timeline will be, but I'll keep you posted
Will
as
this
soon
be
as we-
available beginning tomorrow?
Yeah, it will be on, I will post it online as soon as we finish.
Okay.
Regardless of the comments, it's gonna be state law anyway.
It is, yeah. It just, the comments will be if there are some details that are not clear maybe, but no cell phones during instructional time is not going to change because it's the law.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval student trip request, Dollywood, Bradshaw Elementary School, grades pre-K through 4, history, a live extension study of Dolly Parton as a change maker.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Approval student trip request, Dollywood, Mount View High School, grades pre-K through 12, history, a live extension study of Dolly Parton as a change maker, July 25th, 25.
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
So as you know, we have 2 sites, and that's why you see our students in pre-K through 12 will be leaving from Mount View side, but they will all go to Dollywood tomorrow. They had to be in school 80% of the time, so we had attendance tied in, and they did their projects. We went to Bradshaw today, we saw Dolly Parton, so they did tremendously well. And yesterday, Mr. Evans was at CTC, I think it was
Saw
a
him
great
today.
experience. So
Very good job.
just great to see these different projects. So they will be on a trip to Dollywood tomorrow.
I just want to say, I don't know whose idea the Wax Museum was, but it was so amazing to hear these kids stand up and talk to people like, they'd known them their whole lives. They were nobody shy. They just went right at it. And especially today at Mount View, man, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, we had a great time at Bradshaw today as well.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now we have superintendent update.
So I just wanted to remind you, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we have LPN graduation. It's at Mount View High School. Please come participate if you can. Great ceremony, like always. So wonderful to see adults graduate. We're have several trainings coming up. One of those is middle of August. It's on safety training, and it's at Pipestem. So if you would like to go, I will send you the dates next week. But Aaron has been working with several presenters, and it's focused on school safety, just active shooter, mental health. So we just wanted to have quite a comprehensive overview. And we have around 82 teachers signed up, so it's pretty great. If you want to come visit, absolutely come on up, enjoy. And of course, the week before we'll have Carnegie Math Academy, so if you want to come in, they're always quite engaging.
Where's that at?
It's going to be here.
Oh, here, okay.
Mhm. And we just finished the building thinking classrooms. We had training last week. Also wanted to let you know, we had the request from the legislative auditor to send information on different data reports starting from school year 2017 to now. And it was a part of the legislature saying that they, will want the auditor to conduct periodic checks of the Board of Education, county school systems. So we just sent a detailed report on our total expenditures on physical textbooks what we have spent every year, and digital devices, which is quite a lot. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Jana. Thank you to all the secretaries, because they had to pull POs. You could not just run it by the object code, because we also had to list the price of every single item we bought, digital device, from 2017. So it was quite a lot, and I'll send you that report just so that you know what we have sent. Tanya had to get vacancies, how many vacancies we had and how we filled them every single year from 2017 to 2025. So I'll send you that report, because I added as well like the total number of teachers we had employed and the percent of that force that we had. So we are around like 11% vacancies projected for this year. We were 12 the year before and 14 the year before that. I'm going to send that, so I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a background on what we had to provide. We also had a FOIA request from the West Virginia Commission on Policy and Budgeting. They wanted to know how many Hope Scholarship students we had last year, how many we had signed up this year, and what the projected loss is going to be. So last year we overall had 5 Hope Scholarship students. This year we have a total of 8, so which would be around $54,000 loss of the enrollment money. I also asked Mr. Lesser to look into how many homeschool students we have, and as of today, we have 162 homeschooled. So it's beyond, Hope is not a part of that, so it's beyond Hope, 162 students, so it's around $1 million. So overall, it's 1.1 million between Hope and the homeschool students.
We do not receive money from the state for homeschool?
Correct.
Correct.
So I just wanted to let you know that this is the latest data we had to push out and send to different.
The cat who was Virginia, total schools, how is that going to affect after school? I didn't get to read that whole article, I just said.
So Ms. Beavers is asking about the federal funds that we have not received. They asked for release for some funds, but it was mostly for the summer school and 21st century after school, which we don't have. We used Title I monies for our summer school, and we used our levy monies. We have $15,000 that's allocated in levy for extended fee for CTC. So that's the money that we are using to support our summer school. So we did not really see many changes on that. With Title II and Title IV, we are not getting around $200,000. So we have created a contingency plan, worked with Ms. Khan, and we'll be able to reallocate some of those dollars from professional development to it's Step 7D, which is the state money that they're providing to support new teachers, to support professional development of teachers. We also were able to use Stronger Connections grant to put the SRO we have for elementary schools, because we were using Title IV money to put that salary in, but we will be able to get that through Stronger Connections grant. And the safety conference is paid through Stronger Connections grant that we got. So we have, in case we don't, because we were told that you need to plan for the worst. You need to plan for not, maybe getting the money. So we know we have a plan to allocate that, so we are not, and again, if it's something that we cannot put it anyplace else, we're just not going to spend that money. I mean, that's how it is. Even though I think the latest, Amanda went to Federal Directors Conference this week, and so now they're thinking that the money will be coming at some point. It's just because they have to go through each state's expenditures and see how they spent money, the federal money, if it was according to the purpose that it was supposed to be spent. And they believe that our state will get the full amount. But if you start spending the money now before that amount comes in and gets approved, you will eat that money. So we might as well, we just made a plan. We'll keep on being fiscally responsible, but we are just not going to rely on that money coming in. Because Title I money came, and that's our biggest pot of money. So Title I we have, and that's where we have people, lots of supports for the elementary schools especially. So that money is in.
So they didn't give a date that they would let us know, not yet.
Not well, yeah, they're trying to keep us as informed as they can, but they don't get much communication from that office either. Yeah.
So are there other monies that you may anticipate us not receiving that we would normally get?
Not at this point this year. This is just the biggest contention. We have Title V, sometimes we receive it as little schools, but sometimes we get this money, sometimes we don't. So we really don't have anything ongoing, and usually Title V gets released around September, October. So with that one, we're just not going to bank on having that. And we don't tie in people unless it's in Title I. We don't tie in people in other counties have lots of coaches they employ through Title II. We don't have people, so that was, I think, the biggest worry for other counties, because they have people, and what do? You have to keep them. The refund transfer season has passed. So we are not in that shape just because our people are either state aid, county, or Title I.
So it's the elementary schools that receive the Title I money? Do we have any middle schools
Nope.
or administration costs or anything like that?
Administration costs only for Title I. We have some that are paid through Title I.
Administration.
Salaries. Because if they are needed, not needed, like you have assistant principals, if they are, we could do without. In the real world, if we had to pay for everything in South County, like that's an allowable expense, you can hire an assistant principal. So we have a couple assistants that we pick up through Title I money.
Okay.
So, another question.
Mhm.
I thought about one of the aides for the third grade, I can't remember.
Third grade Act, Success Act.
I know, pre-K as the aide.
Mhm. And we hired,
Kindergarten, and then first grade, second grade.
and this year is going to be the third grade, yes.
That's what I was
So, Tanya, can you give us the latest on, I think we have third grade aides covered.
Yeah, everything is covered right now. Of course, if we get an influx of students, and we usually have some pop up here and there, and we may wind up having to add to that. But as of right now, they're all staffed.
Which that's why what keeps our service personnel over formula, it's around 30. Not because we are not cutting every year, but because we have to add. So after this year, we'll have a,
That'll stop at
Mhm.
third grade.
yes. That's all I have.
Okay, what about the projected time that the school is going to open? Hopefully elementary.
Ms. Payton and Mr. Chapman have been meeting almost every other day with the contractors at Coalfield Elementary, because as we know, we have communicated that our teachers are coming in on September 25th and our students, August 25th, and our students are coming in on September 2nd. So the SWOPE knows that this is the expectation. So there's all hands on deck to make sure that this happens. We are just not giving them a choice. Will it have to be very close call, lots of close calls to get to that point? Yes, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be all, really busy and all hands on deck. But they're pouring concrete starting Monday, so they have done all the work to prep for it. So that will be done. Floors will be done next week. They are finishing up classrooms. They have been buffing those. So there's just a lot of things that we don't want to sign off on because they're not completely 100% acceptable, because as soon as you sign off on that, it's going to be your problem. So we want to make sure that the building is in great shape, and, we are holding the contractor's feet to the fire because we want to make sure the building is just handed over in good shape without any concerns. So it will be close. I don't want to say 100%, but I'm 98% sure that will be.
So
September 2nd is for the children.
countywide.
Yes.
Do we have a lot of furniture to move from the schools, or because we're getting new over here?
Yes, we had 5 truckloads of furniture delivered a couple of weeks ago, so they're all stacked up in classrooms. The furniture company that we have purchased these from, they brought their own force. They brought their tractor trailers. They loaded all the furniture is there in the building. It's just secluded in some classrooms so that they can do the work and everywhere else, but it's right there. What we are doing with the theater schools whose kids are coming to the new one, we are taking inventory of every single thing that we have in those schools. We also had wish lists from other schools of what they need, because some need office furniture, some need some extra things for the classrooms, so they're going to be the priority. So once we know that these are the items that go to schools, the rest of this is going to go into either donation or public auction. So what we have been collecting the letters, we've received at least a couple. Library sent the letter, yes. So once we do that inventory and give the stuff to other schools that they need, Then we're going to look through the requests, and then you'll see these letters on the board approval. So it's a little bit of a slower process, but we don't want to just not be organized about it. But yeah, we are taking some from the kitchen because we had some kitchen, yeah, so some of the stuff from the kitchens might be coming to Coalfield, but then you also some other, like other kitchens, because there are some really good items still that are, pretty new.
You said something about the Kimball School and Wiltshire Maternity Home.
Yes, so we probably need to start discussing what you would like to do as a board with Kimball Elementary and Welch Elementary. As you know, we already had this with Sandy River. It's set on its lot for a long time. We had to pay power bill, we had to pay other stuff while it was sitting without any use. So we don't want to end up in a situation where you will have to upkeep those buildings, because it was, $20,000 in 6 months that you spent just on Sandy River sitting there. So that's why I would like to start the conversations, because if you do decide to donate those buildings, we still have to do a lot of deed work, because if you have seen some of those deeds for older buildings, they're interesting.
Crazy.
Yes, so we don't want to mess up on the deed, so we need to have that time, but we'll have to start moving, because, again, we are not in a situation where we can keep the vacant buildings for a long time. Plus, you have people coming in and hurting themselves and looting, it's not what you want.
Do we have reversion clauses in any of those? Because usually that was one of the problems we had.
So if we have been checking with Bowles Rice, so if you donate it to like a government agency, for example, like City of Welch, when they were asking, or City of Kimball, there is no reversion clause. It just goes to them. If you donate to nonprofits, if they have not been using it for 5 years, then it comes back to us.
So there's a difference in the nonprofit than the government,
Yeah.
if they want it.
Yeah.
Do you expect any land deed issues with, like, it belongs to such and such coal company and it can only be given to the school system?
Might be Welch.
Okay.
I don't think
That's what I was
Kimball was
thinking.
pretty simple, but Welch, there's some, because it was coal company and, yeah.
Long time ago when they did
No, I
it.
remember one particular school a while back.
So, and we'll work through this, we'll sift through this, but sometimes, as you know, it takes a while to locate that, to dig down and just see exactly what it means. And we just probably want to get the move on.
So when the preliminary work is done, perhaps we should have a work session as
Mhm. Well, I think what we need to do, when you just put it as a discussion item for next board agenda, and then you, after you discuss, you can direct me as to what you want me to do, and that will let me do all that work, then bring it back to you, and you can do a work session.
So there's still the possibility of maybe auctioning it
Yeah.
off.
I mean, that's all your.
I mean, Kimball looks really nice. I know that Welch is older, but Kimball's a nice school, and we're just responsible to the taxpayers
Yeah.
that paid for it.
So you,
So,
you're the
something to
board.
consider.
You're the board, we're having these conversations, and, yep. I'm just doing the legwork to make sure you have all the tools at your disposal to make a decision.
Yeah, because we've had schools that we've donated that just sit there and rotted down and was an eyesore, basically.
Yeah, North Fork, that's what we had to
for a
do,
long period of
is,
time.
spend $700,000 to demolish, with asbestos and everything. And deeds, those were the deeds too, that were interesting deeds.
Yeah. Okay, we have the announcement of future meetings. August the 7th, 2025, here at the central office at 4 o'clock. It's now 4:47.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.